Good morning, folks. I am Pete Smith. This is the First Church of Mars. I hope you're having a great day today. Just want to share a little story, a little something that happened to me today. I was sitting out here having my morning coffee and did a little bit of prayer and some meditation. And as I was meditating, I heard a buzzing sound around my head. And it sounded, bigger than a fly, so I figured it might be a bee. Well, actually, I thought it was a fly, but then it flew past me and it flew all around my head, and then it flew into my sort of field of vision. And because when I meditate, I try and, sometimes I close my eyes, but sometimes I just keep my eyes lowered and kind of out of focus. So I was just sitting there like this, and I could see then it came around in front, and it was a bee. And so I kind of watched it. He's buzzing, he's looking all around the table, and he's looking at, I have some incense burning, and he flies over to the incense, and then I have a candle here, and he flies over to the candle, and he flies over to the lighter. I have one of those stick lighters there, and books, and he flies over to the books, and he's looking, and then my cup of coffee's there, and I see him fly onto the cup, and so he's buzzing, and he's flying, and he's walking around the rim of the cup, and he's buzzing. What is this? What is this? What is this? And then he goes inside the cup, and I hear him buzzing inside the cup, and then all of a sudden it goes quiet, and I think, uh-oh, I think the bee might have taken a dip. So I wait a second or two, because I don't like bees. I don't want to get stung, whatever, And so I wait a couple seconds, and I pick the cup up gently and look inside and give it a little swirl. And sure enough, the bee is in the coffee. And it was at that moment that I didn't really think this through fully, but what happened was my mind went to like, well, what do I do now? I have a couple choices to make, right? Because here's this bee, and I could just let him stay in the coffee, and he's going to die, right? He's going to drown, basically. Or I can maybe throw the coffee out with the bee. I didn't want to waste the coffee, and then I could throw it out and maybe kill the bee so he doesn't sting me. And the other choice that I thought of, which I did, was I took my lighter, my handy dandy lighter thing, like this, and I stuck that into the cup, just right where the bee was, and he somehow climbed onto it, rescue. And I took it, and he stayed on there, and I put it down on the fence, and he survived. He started crawling around and crawling all over the lighter, and like he couldn't fly because he was all wet. So but he crawled around and walked around and got himself dried off, I guess, and he explored the lighter. And then he flew away after a little while. I didn't watch him fly away, but I looked back about 30 seconds, a minute or two later, and he was gone. And I thought, gee whiz, well, I had just got done praying and meditating a little bit. Sorry, the air conditioner just kicked on. But, during that prayer and meditation, I thank God for giving us a beautiful place to live, an earth with sky and water and trees and grass and birds and fish and animals, and I include little critters in that. I thank God for the little critters. And so I didn't think about that till after, but yeah, that was one of the little critters. And maybe because I thank God for the little critters before that, that was enough to keep me from just squashing the bee, when I saw it, and when he was needed either rescuing or whatever. So I think we have that choice now. You know what I started thinking? Interesting. I don't know if it's interesting or not. Maybe you'll find it stupid, but what I thought was, the bee, when he was crawling all over this lighter after I had rescued him from the coffee, did he maybe think that the lighter saved him? Not that a bee has conscious, thoughts, but, just imagine if the bee thought, wow, this lighter saved my life, and checking out the lighter, how did the lighter save me, and what is this thing that saved me, and then I thought, well, he could think that, and then you could also look at it like the lighter did save him, right? The lighter saved him. But what moved the lighter? What moved the lighter? And then you could say, well, I moved the lighter. So I used my conscious thought to move the lighter to save the bee. So, sometimes I think like, well, what saves us, And then after that, you can move on to another thought like, well, what moved me? What moved me to move the lighter to save the bee? So it's more than just one sort of thing that happened, and it's, who's in charge? Who's in charge? And where did that thought come from that I had to save the bee? Was it my thought, or was it God's thought? Was it, maybe repetitious thought? Because I don't know when we're born if we have any thoughts already. I know we gain a lot of our thoughts through our lives, through things we learn, the things we see and hear and feel, and that happen to us and we experience, and these can be thoughts. And like I said, my prayers and stuff, that can like be a recurring thought, a thought that's planted deeper into my subconscious mind, so then it's more accessible when the time comes to think it. So, but where did the thoughts originate? Where did they originate? And I know that a lot of them come from, like I said, our experience, but I think in a moment that we have these moments in our life of choices, and this was a very small, seemingly insignificant choice, but we have these moments of choices, and I think if we're thinking God thoughts, and we're thinking love thoughts, and we're thinking life thoughts, and one of the commandments, thou shalt not kill, so it's a very basic God thought. And I think I feel much better that I didn't kill that bee, and then I saw him get up and walk away and fly away, I guess. I feel better than, there are times where I've seen a bug or something that I didn't like, that I was afraid of, and just squashed it, or a fly that's really bothering me, just get rid of it. So I didn't do that. Anyway, that's about it. I hear something behind me. Let me see what that is. Something back there. Something walking around back there. A little birdie. Hello. Hello back there. Anyway. So that was my little thought for today. Just be conscious of what you do, and take that minute. Take that minute before you act or react to something. Just take a second, pause. What is a good choice here to make, instead of just making a choice? Because it's very easy for a choice to fall back into survival mode, that very basic animal instinct, and we can rise above that. We don't have to think that thought. Well, we do actually. That thought probably will come because it's just so strong, but we don't have to act on that thought. We can take a pause before we act and think, what is the best course of action here in this moment? And perhaps it's a new course of action, a decision to try something differently, or to take a deep breath and not react violently or angrily or out of fear, but to act out of a good, conscious decision, and maybe at that moment connect with God if we're unsure. Like, God, help me, and connect and get that God thought. and allow God to work through us. What do you think, guys? First Church of Mars. I was out at SpaceX last night, and I started thinking, you know, this place is crazy. I took a couple photos. I'll put them up here. At night, especially, this SpaceX in Boca Chica is just so eerie and surreal looking. And I thought, you know, it not only, when you're there, you feel like, wow, we really are going to go to Mars. Like, humans are going to go to Mars. But you feel like you're on Mars because just the way the rocket is and the lights and everything and the eerie feeling there at night, it feels like you're on Mars. Like, Starbase is not only in Boca Chica, Texas, but you can see this is what it's going to be like on Mars, basically. Because I think whatever happens here sort of happens over there, but in reverse, like as far as building, you know. Because you have to land there and then expand out, you know. Anyway, hope you're having a great day. Hope you have a great day, and keep God in your heart and in your thoughts. And I'm sure you'll have a great day. Okay, this is Pete Smith from the First Church of Mars. God bless you.